Hi everyone, welcome to my another lesson. In this lesson, we're gonna processing repetition, which means another means is loop. So exactly, it means like we will work on the for loop, while loop, what they're doing, and what is their exact point in programming or in computer science. We're gonna talk all about them. So before that, like we will start with some basic things, and after that, we're gonna make some like advanced programs. So in the steps, I will show you like how we can combine them, how we can use our variables, and how we can increase, decrease, and put their conditions, and more and more. Okay. So let's start with the first topic. There will be three topics exactly as I mentioned before, like below of the this repetition topic, so or loops topic. So there will be first with the for loop. We will work on the for loop, and after that we will work on the while loop. Between them, sometime we will use some nested for loop, nested while loop. I will show you just like how they are working in the nested way. So it is really some enjoying programs. Okay. Then the last one will be about pseudocodes. So I will show you like in a pseudocode how they look like. So that's all. Let's start with the first topic, numbered repetition of instructions. Are you ready? If you're ready, let's start. Today you will learn about loops. And you already learned something about conditionals, and you also learned about variables and all this stuff. Now the time to combine them together with the function, loop, for loops, while loops, and the conditions like if else, else if, and all of them, we will combine them and we will make our projects, our some projects there, okay? Let's start with the number repetition of instructions. Okay, so in here, what we have. So first, let's start with it. The world is full of repetition. Scientists repeating an experience 100 times and recording the results. A gardener planting neat rows of ledges, heads 2 inches apart. A 3D printer repeatedly printing layer after layer. So this is really correct approach. Let's continue with another one. So computer programs are also full of repetition. Exactly. We don't want to write the code again and again. It is something makes us much lazy. So we don't want to make it. So we want to be lazy in this case. So okay, since our programs automate and simulate the world around us, programmers use for loops exactly to repeat a set of instructions a specific number of times. Okay, I will give you some hint for that. So when we know like how many times we will repeat things or instructions, how many times so we will set there some instructions. So we can use for loop, but if we don't know about how many time the instructions will be there, or the how many things inside our list or another things we're using while loop, which is in while loop we have some kind of like properties, like we're using while true, like if while, like the if conditions always being true, like let's continue until you break it or something else. If you say also while false, then it will continue all the time if the conditions are false. Then if you put their break, it will say like conditions true. Anyway, I don't want to mix your mind, just let's continue. Okay, so I will take my pencil, I will say yeah, we did. Okay, so the need for loops. What do we need? Need for loops. Okay. Imagine we are making a program that outputs the multiplication table for the number 9. So in this case, we saw it here, number 9. Number 9 will be something usual we will use, and we will multiply this 9 with the another numbers, which is from 0 to 12. In this case, because we gonna make it with the 13, like 1 minute, we could cut the first 13 multiplies like this. Okay, so we will create there a loop, like for loop, By the way, I told you we can do it with while too, but let's start with the for loop. So what can we do? We can make a loop for the this one. So we can say like if so sorry for like I equals 0, and if like I is less than 13, like I plus plus increase I each time, and after that we can multiply with our stable variable, which is 9. Then we can find their solution like this. Okay, so I will do that with you, but before that, what I'm gonna do, let's check it. That works, but this approach has some drawbacks. So what if you want to display the first 100 multiplies? That's another 87 lines of code. Yeah, the loops helped us in this case. So what if we then decide to add some tags to each to displays? So we'd have to change 100 lines of code. That's really point. So with a for loop, we can tell the computer to repeat an instruction so that we don't need to repeat it in code. We can rewrite the code using a for loop in JavaScript like so. So this is our point. In Python, we can write there for I in range, then we can add their 13, and after that we can say there I plus equals 0, I plus equals 1. Then it will work same way. Or we can do some like we have stop, like start stop, start stop, and the steps, some properties in Python. We can do it in that way too. Okay, we will do that soon. Just see here we have var I equals 0 if like I less than 13. So then we will increase it I plus plus. So it means initialization means like var I equals 0. This is initialization point, initial point, like this one, okay? Initial point. And the condition part is the second part, which is in this case, we are asking computer, like if I, in this case, we know I is 0. We saying if I less than 13, we know it is really less than 13. We saying now increment and decrement part we saying like increase I each time in this loop. Like it will loop 13 time. I mean, it will repeat 13 times, so 12 times this operation. When it comes like 12, it will say, yeah, 12 is less than 13. It will return back. It will say 13, 13 is not less than 13. Then it will stop there. So our last number will be 12 in this case, okay? So this plays increment, decrement part. Okay, this is instruction part. I think you already understand or you got the exact point what we're doing in here. Okay, let's continue. Okay, a counter variable is used throughout those parts. That variables keep tracks of the current repetition and it's typically named I. So the initialization part initializes the counter variable to a starting value. In this case, var I equals 0, the initial value is 0 because the first display 9 multiplied by 0. So the condition part tells the computer whether to keep repeating or not. Yeah, the computer evaluates the condition each time, as I mentioned before. So, and if the expression is true, yeah, it will execute inside instructions. If not, it exits the loop entirely. In this case, I is less than 13, as I mentioned before again. So the condition checks whether the counter variable is less than 13 because we want our final multiply to be 12. Yeah, it is. So the increment decrement part modifies the counter variable after each repetition. Just it's saying like do like I mean subtraction or addition, okay, something like that. And yeah, the another case in this case we're using in JavaScript like I plus plus. In Python it is like I plus equals 1. We can't in Python like I plus plus. It doesn't work in Python. In Python it will be I plus equals 1. It means we simply want to add 1 to the variable, since we're stabbing like integer values 0 to 12. After the loop header, there are always the curly brackets with instructions for the computer to execute each time the instructions after reference to counter variable, but not always. Cool. Okay, so now let's do it. Let's do first one, and after that we will continue with the second one and the steps. Okay, let's start with the first example in VS Code. Yes, friends. So now we're gonna make it in VS Code. I will show you all examples with the steps. All right, it is JavaScript. It is Python. I already set the HTML codes and for loops CSS. All things same, like I don't want to add there some more information, but yeah, let's start. So we have here like the div. I mean, I can do it like paragraph like that. We can work in paragraph too. Let's add here id like calculator like that. Okay, we already referenced our JavaScript programming here. Yeah, we can continue. Now let's say for then for I equals 0. I is less than 13. Okay, then what? I plus plus. Cool. So another point. Now it will say I is equals 0, I less than 13, like I plus plus. Each time it will go like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It will stop there because it will say 12 is less than 13, and it will go again after instruction. It will say 13, not less than 13. Let's stop. It is not mindly. Okay, so let's add here our stable value. Stable value will be in this case 9. We know that, right? Let's say our value, but we can add here let our value equals 9. Or you can add anything else you want. So now we need to do something special. So for example, we can say document, no, not document. We can say let info, like that. Okay, and after that we can add here some information. Exactly. So our value plus, then we can add here time, right? Plus, then I, yeah, but I will not be there because we can add here let. It will be like variable I, and we can say plus equals and plus what? Now we can put the result. The result will be like what? In this example, let's do some more variable result. Let's say for that result equals what? Result equals our value time I, and let's add result in here and come down, say document dot get element by id, and it will be calculator. We can say inner html equals or plus equals. Repetitions, we need to do it like that, because if you say equals info like that, it will display one time the last result. Exactly, it will say 9 times 12, and there will be solution, because it can display only one time. But if you do it like plus equals, it will make it like document.get element by id calculator.inner html, yeah, equals document.get element id and all these things plus info. And each time it will add there a paragraph like that. Okay, you can think it like that. We can add there 100,000 things like that. Okay, then we can say info and one more thing plus, like in HTML, we're using that method to make the information below like that. We can use it too in here. We already add all our codes in here. Are you ready to try it? Let's try it and see the result. I will save it and I will save this page too. I'll save here too. Right. Okay, let's run it and see what gonna happen. Okay, it will run soon. Yes, it will be right now in here. All right, what's wrong in here? It says listing directory. Why it's listing directory? What's wrong in here in code? Okay, let's save it. Go here, do that again, and for loop, JavaScript, and all these things. Okay, yes, calculator, save it. Go back to in this page. Calculator is also true. Yeah, what do you think to run it again? It will say same thing. Uh, I believe everything true, but just let's run it again. I think it will work soon. Good. It still doesn't work good. I don't know what's wrong with you, code, but we will fix it. So, okay, check here again what can be wrong. Nothing looks like wrong, but the point here, something has to be saved or what it's gonna happen. Okay, let me check it now. Alright guys, this is stupid me. I just forgot to run it in HTML page. Yeah. So anyway, let me fix it. Okay, let's come here. If we run it in here, it's directly showing the like the web page. It like JavaScript, okay, like console.log. But let's do it in here. Save it and and go to live. Okay, see a result. Perfect. It's here. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 1, 9. 9 times 2, 18. 9 times 3, it's 27. It's all the way going until 12. So, did you see that? Like I0, I1, I2, I3. Like I each time increased. So, how we did it? So in here, if you see, we said I plus plus, increase I each time. So it's saying, like what? 9, our value is 9, right? 9 time I. In this case, we start, our start point, initialization point, its initial point is 0, right? It's saying I is 0 now, right? It's saying 9 time I equals result. Like what? 9 times I is in this case 0. 0. Then it's displaying out in HTML page with this information. Then it's coming again the conditions because our conditions still not true. So it's saying again, like Now I is 1. Okay, it's saying like 1 is less than 13. Then it's saying increase it. I mean, sorry, I is 0. It's saying like increase it in this case. Okay, then the I will be 1. No, 1 is less than 13. It's saying like increase it. In this case, it will, by the way, I explained wrong. So I is 0. Then it will come here. It will say I is 0. And if I is less than 13, increase I. It will be in this case 1. Okay. It will be 9 times 1. It will be result side, which is 9. And in here, it will say 9 times I. In this case, our I will be 1, right? And the result will be 9 times 1 at 9. So in each time, it will make it like 9 times 2. In each case, it will be 3. In each case, it will be 4. Like in each conditions, it will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way like that. And end of that, it will say hello, like it is I is now 13 and 13 is not less than 13, so it is wrong condition. It will execute all of the code outside, like it will display outside. So let's do it until 100. Can it work? Let's try it. If it works, yeah, it works. Did you see that? Until 99, right? Because it will say like 100 is not less than 100, it will not display out. Okay, it works perfectly. So let's think about another scenario. What is another scenario? In this case, we will say 100 is, I is 100. And if I is greater than 0, and I is 100, and I is really greater than 0, right? Perfect. Let's increase I. So now in this case, I will be 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, like that. All the way it will decrease down, right? So in this case, I will be in here 99. It will multiply the 9 time, like it will be 9 time 99, 9 time 98, 9 time 96, 7, then it will display result each time like that. Would you like to try it? Yeah, let's try it. You're not paying any money for that. Okay, did you see that? 100, 99, 98, and it will display out all the good information like that, guys. We doing all this stuff until 9 times 1. Yeah, all the result there. Can you see that? So this is really very amazing things we can work on. So let's do the same thing with the Python. Okay, we can do with the Python too. So what we're gonna do now in the Python, we will do same job. Okay, now in Python, what we need, again, our value equals 9. Now we will say for I in range. Range is gives us some options. In this case, you can see stop, start, stop something else, okay? Like, can you see here? Start, stop, and steps, right? Let's apply it now in the code, like how it works, okay? So, okay, let's say it will, the start point will be what? Start point will be 0. Stop point will be 13. Okay. And the steps will be plus 2. Like that. Or just 2. Let's try it like that. Or let's say plus 1. Maybe. So if we do it like only with the 1, I think we don't need to add there anything like that. But I will show you in different example in different way in advance, okay? So in this case, we're doing same job. Like we can say info equals, let's do it like that. We can say our value, right? Our value time I will be again that one equals result. For the result, we can say result equals our value time I. Yeah, and here we can say format and we can add our values like our value. The second one is I, and the another one is result. I hope you got all of the point. The start point will be 0. This point will be 30. It will increase itself. So, what we gonna do right now? We will run it and we will see the result. Are you ready? Let's see what will happen. Okay. If it works, we'll continue with another topic. If not, then we will work on it until we're good. It doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? Because we didn't display anything. So let's add their print. Print what? Print info. Now it works. 9 times 0, 9 times 1, 9 times 2, 9 times 3, 9 times 4, 9 times 5, and blah blah blah, 9 times until 9 times 12. It works in the same way. I just used here format method. It makes our jobs easier. Like we don't need to add like these things there to make addition between strings and things. Okay, it works nice, okay? That's the way we can do in Python too, these things. In advance, I will show you how to make them steps in like 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, like that too. Okay, let's go back to topic. We can exactly comment all of these things. This is our lesson. You can just take screenshot for all of them and we will continue with another example with the ways. Okay guys, let's continue. So in this case, we will look for the square number. So how we can do it? So let's see in here. The program below displays the squares of the numbers from 0 to 5. Try changing and displays more square and display the cubes of each number instead. So you can do anything you want. I mean, you know. So, okay, in this case, what we're gonna do, let's go to VS Code and see the result, how we can do it. Okay, we will multiply each time I to itself and it will give us the result squared number, right? Okay, so now we need I, exactly. For let I equals 0, right? I is less than 6. Yeah, I plus plus. Iteration, like the increment will start in here. Okay, then we're gonna say product. Let's do the same example, like product, but let's say let product, yeah, equals what? The result will be I time I, isn't it? Yeah. Let's continue in the steps. We can say let info again, or let info 2. Let's do it info 2 like that. Some different variable. So now we can say we are looking in here. We need to write there some text like I, right? I, and we can say squared, yeah, and we can say equals like that, and then we can add here our product, so like that. Then we can say document dot get element by id, and it can be again calculator. We can say inner html equals, sorry, plus equals info 2 and plus here we are this one. Let's run it and see the result. In this case, what's gonna happen there? Yeah, Ziffer, like zero is squared. By the way, I mixed language. Sorry. The ziffer in Turkish, like zero. Yeah, that zero is in Turkish ziffer. So zero is squared zero, one squared one, two squared four, three squared nine, and four squared like 16, and the five squared 25. So what if we try to make it like cube? What do you think? What will happen? Do you have any idea for that? If not, let's try something in here. What if we try to make it like a cube? So, what does the cube mean like? We want to find cube of the 2. In this case, we know it is 8, right? 2 times 2 times 2. So, let's add one more I and see the result. Then, yeah, let's say cube, cubed, like that, or square. Yeah, will be something like that, isn't it? This is something easier. Let's do in Python. By the way, tag it again, squared mod. Yeah, let's delete this one too. Right. Let's come in here and say for I in range, start point will be 0, end point will be 5 or 6. Now let's come inside it and do something special. We can say in here what? So let's try to use our mind. Let's say product equals I time I. Yeah. Then say info2 equals what? Let's add here some format method to work on it. I like square it. Let's say square it equals result. Then let's say format. And after that, let's put our value there. The first one is I. The second one will be product. Yes. Now let's run it in some way and see the result. Info 2. This is some basic example. I just trying to show you how the loops works. Okay. 0 squared 0, 1 squared 1, 2 squared 4, 3 squared 9, 5 squared 4 squared 16, 5 squared 25. If we make it cube, it will be 5 squared, like 5 cubed, like 125. Anything you can try. You can just add here like one more I, then it works. It is some way we can work on it. Yeah, this is another example. Let's comment it. Also, let's comment this one. Let's comment all of them. We understand the logic of it, I think, right? Okay, let's go back to page. It works too. Loop variations. Let's continue with the loop variations. We already fixed it. We understand. And we understand the others too. Let's continue with the loop variations. This one. Okay. All right. I already explained about variations, which is we use their minus minus, plus plus, or plus equals 2. These things helping us to increase our loop variations in different way. For example, I want to use like I don't want to like increase it like one by one. I want to increase it two by two, like three by three, like that. Okay. Sometime I want to do it like that. Okay, it will be like 3, 6, 9, 12, all the way like that, or 4, 8, like 12, 16, like that. Okay, so the most common loop you'll see in programming will start at 0, stop before a certain number, and increment by 1 each time. However, by trying to parts of the loop, we can create loops that repeat in many other ways as well. So for example, this program used the for loop count down to 10 to 1. Okay, I already showed you like where I equals 10. If I is greater than 0, in this case, yes, I is greater than 0, then I minus minus, it will decrease I each time. Like I will be 10, it will go like here, and it will get back to here, it will be 9. Yeah, and it will ask like 9 is greater than 0. It will go back to here. It will return again in instruction, and it will ask again here like it is 8. 8 is greater than 0. It will it will decrease it again, and it will come here. It will say do instruction and go back to here. I is now is 7, and it will say hey, I is greater than 0. Let's make some subtraction. I mean decrease it, and I will be 6. All the way it will continue like that until I become become a 0. It will say I is now 0. 0 is not greater than 0, and it will say you can't do anything. I mean just stop there. Okay, in here it will stop. I already showed you that, you know that, right? I did with the first example. I will show you in different variants that too, but let's continue with this part. Notice the differences. Like in the initialization, we set the counter variable to 10. In the condition, we check whether the counter variable is greater than 0. Then in this case, 10 is greater than 0, right? That means the final repetition will be when the counter variable is 1, and the computer will exit loop then, because after I become like 1, it will say 0 is not greater than 0. It will stop there. In the last part, we subtract 1 from the counter variable. So it is the point we add there minus minus, like I minus minus. Each time it will decrease I. Here's another example for loop that displays the even numbers from 0 to 20. I'll show you now how it works exactly. Okay, we can do it. So this loop starts off at 0 but differs otherwise. The conditions checks whether the counter variable is less than or equal to 20. That means that this loop will display 20. If was only less than, it will stop at 19. Right in here it will be like that. The last part adds 2. The counter variable is not like 1 usual. So yeah, I told you like we'll use in this case plus equals 2. Okay, the flexibility of the for loop means that we can program many kinds of repetition with it. We want that flexibility to also make easier to make mistakes. See if you can spot the mistakes in this example. Okay, so what can we do? First, we can check your understanding, then we can do this example. Check your understanding. This for loop should display the numbers from 1 to 10. I is equals 0, I less than 10, I plus 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 print I. So print ln I or console.log I. The code isn't quite right, however. So what is not quite right in here? Let's check it. So it's saying which of these code snips correctly display the numbers from 1 to 10. So in this case, like it is 0, right? We are looking here for 1 to 10. So something has to be first 1, like I has to be 1, then the something has to be 10 until this 1 become a 10. So in this case, we can say I is like less than 11, or I is less than or equals to 10, it works, right? But if we say I is less than 10, it doesn't work because it will look only for the 9, and it will say 9 is not less than 9, it will not work. But if we say there like I is less than or equals to 10, then it works because 10 will be equals to 10, then it works. Or if you say I is less than 11, it will come to 11, then it will say 10 is less than 11, it will display out 10. So I hope you understand what I mean. Okay, so in this case, we're gonna continue with another part. Let me show you how it works. Okay, check in here. Where I is equals 1, true. Yeah, you're going good. I less than 10, it doesn't work, guys. I told you, it has to be less than or equal, or it has to be less than 11. It doesn't work. So let's continue with another example. It's saying I equals 1, good. I is less than 11, good. It will continue until I become 10. It will display out, and after that, another repeating time, it will say I is 11. 11 is not less than 11. It will not display anything, but the first I will become 1 to 10. Like it will continue until 10. It works. For I equals 0, it doesn't work. I never become 0 in this case because I has to start from 1. This one also doesn't work. The second way is good, but the first case is wrong. In this case, also second way work good, but the first initialization is not good. Let's check in here. I is equals 1. Yeah. I is equals 1 true. And I is less than or equal to 10. Yes, it works too. That's also a true answer. Let me prove you that. Okay, I will show you two things in here. First, that one, like this steps, like a 2 steps, 3 steps. After that, this variation. Yeah. Okay, we fix it, isn't it? Then we will continue with nested loops. Okay, I will do it very fastly. Please watch it correctly, like carefully, and we'll continue with another step. So in here, let's say for let I equals 0. Okay, sorry, 1. Or let's do first example, 0. We can say, or yeah, let's increase by 2, and after that, let's decrease 2 by 2, like that. I equals 0, I is less than what? 20, less than or equals to 20, and let's say I plus equals 2. In each iteration, it will decrease like that. Then just do something else like what. We can say document that. Let's do it fastly. I'll do. We can do it real fast. Calculator inner HTML equals I plus this one to make it each time below. Okay, let's run it and see the solution. If it goes like 0, 2, 4, like that. 20. Oh, why does 20? Has to be not 20. Okay. Okay, I think something wrong in here. Let's check it again. This one, yeah. I plus equals 2 each time yeah, yeah. I think everything works good in here. Okay, I forget to add here plus equals. Okay, it works now. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Did you see that? It steps in each time with the 2. Okay, what can we do more? We can do something different thing, like some different things in here. So let's say it will be I will show you something in different way. Let's say for j equals 0, okay? J is less than 10. Let's do something like that, okay? Or less than or equals 10 j plus plus. It will increase 1 1, right? And in this case, what we're gonna do, we will add this one in here, and we will do something different. We'll say equals I plus plus Let's add here j plus, like, do it something like that in here. If it works, I like that. Let's run it and see what will happen. 0, it will make it like 0, 2, 4, 6, and after this iteration it will continue in this way. This is nested loop, okay? We can do some different things with it too. But in this case, did you understand what is the logic in here? Okay, so if you take it from here like that, like that, just you take it, it will continue until the j become 10, right? So the nested loop means doing something in the exact way. So anyway, it is some example I showed you. What if we do it like that, like that, and j will be there, but it doesn't work. So let's take the topic the first place. I will show you some different example with the nested loop. So let's try to understand this point only right now, okay? 0, 2, and something else. So in this case, let's add here one more value. Let's say um let numbers. Let's say numbers, and what can we do? I think what can we do? Yeah, we can take some number from user each time. Let's say please enter your number for multiplication or multiply. Okay. So now we can add our numbers in here to multiply each time with the I. So we can say numbers, like I just did like that. Okay, in each time it will multiply I with this. Yeah. And then we can say I equals to what? Equals to equals to numbers time I. Yeah, like that. Let's try it. 3. Did you see that? It's still going 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like that. In this case, let's say I want to add there 10. It will multiply 10 to with these numbers. Yeah, 0, 2, 4, 5, like 2, 6, 8, blah, blah, blah. So, what do you think if we do it the same way, decreasement with the 2? In this case, let's say I is equals 10. If I is greater or equals than 0, and let's do same operation but with the minus, with the decreasement. Let's run it. Let's say 4, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. Did you see that? This amazing way to work on this, right? Increasement and decreasement, we can apply there any rules we want. We can say 5 like that. Let's run it. Let's say 2. Did you see that? 5 times each. It did like in each operation. 0, 5, 10, 10, 5, 0. Or we can reverse it and it can be like 0, 5, 10, 2. It works amazing. Let's do in Python too, same thing. So let's come here, let's say for I in range, start point will be 1, yeah, stop point will be 10, steps will be 2. Okay. This is our way to work on it. So can we say like plus 2? Let's try it if it works. We can say print and also say in here number. Again, tag some number. Input please, but we can do it with the integer. Input please enter your number. Okay, then come here, add here this one. Okay, like that. The first our number time I, which is it will increase like what 1 3 5 like that, right? Or in another way, maybe we can do it like 0 to 11. What do you think? Let's try it like that. After that equals multiplication time. So we can say format. After that we can add our values there, like number from user, and then I each time, and number time I. Let's run it. Not this one. Run Python code. Please enter your number. 7. 7 times 0, 7 times 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It works amazingly. Did you see that? Okay. In this case, it is starting value, start value, and this is stop value. So let me show you in advance. Yeah. In here, in range, we have start, stop, and steps. Okay, like start point in JavaScript we said like I equals 0, and the stop means like if I is less than some stop number, it can be like 13, 10, anything else. In JavaScript we're saying like I less than 10, it means stop point. And the step in JavaScript is saying I plus plus or I plus equals 2. In this case we're using here only 2, like plus 2 or minus 2 or minus 5 or something else. Let's do something different. Let's say initialization, like initial value is 11, stop value is 0, and it is minus 2 in this case. Okay, let's do same thing and see the result. Okay, I don't want to do it. We are still working in Python code. In this case, 8. Did you see that? 11, 9, 7, it decreased 5, 3, 1. Or this is our number. It decreased each time like that, guys. Okay, if you do it like 1,000, it will do that. See? My God, I don't want you. Okay, the number is 3. 1,000 times. Let's see, just think about it. Sometimes you want to make some projects and you don't want to write all these codes again and again. Just add there 1,000, 10,000, or whatever else you want to do. Okay, it is some example I showed you in Python and in JavaScript. We already fixed this topic. I think you know how to increase numbers steps with the 2, 5, like 2, 5 steps, 6 steps, or 1 steps, and you know how to use these conditions and initial value and how to combine all of these things. I think you got it right. Okay, now let's look for the nested loops. Nested loops like loop allows us to repeating along the 2 dimensions. Let's explore in a coding example. We made a multiplication table for the number 9 earlier. What if we need to learn all of the other numbers like from 1 to 10 nested loops to the rescue? Like this JavaScript code used nested for loop to display the multiplication tables for the numbers 1 to 10, which is I think in your math books you can find these things there. In programming, it is very nice to display out fastly. Okay, let's do it. How it works? Okay, we have 2 variable. Like the first one is I, the second one is J. We'll work with them, and we're just making there some like little bit coding and it works perfectly. Okay, how are we doing that? Let's do it. We can do it. Come inside it. Let's start with the JavaScript. Okay, so let's come a little bit down. All right, we can say for I, let I equals 1. Yeah, okay. I is less than equals 10. Yeah, it will continue 1. Then I plus plus. Yeah. Now come here and do another one. It will work inside it. I will show you the logic of this nested loop, how it works exactly. For j, let j equal 0. It will run inside I mean this loop. And j is less than or equals 10 j plus plus. It will continue also like that. So this is the exact point. So we can say product. We think let result. Okay, let's say result. And in this case, we will multiply I time result. I time j, sorry. Each time I will be 1 like 10 times, and each time it will multiply like one time j will be there 1, and one time I will be j2, and one I will be 1 and j will be 3, I will be 1, j will be 4, like until I become 2, j will be again 1, like it will start point. So I will show you the logic of it. Okay, we can say let info 3 equals, okay, we can write some code in here like that. We can say, you don't need to write there some lot codes. We can say I plus time plus j plus equals plus result. Yeah. Then we can say what? Document dot get element by ID, and the calculator same inner HTML plus equals, don't forget it, and then add their info tree, then plus to make below all these codes. Let's run it and see the result, how it works. Yes. 1 time 0, 0, 1 time 1, 1, 1 time 2, 2, 1 time 3, 3. Like, it is MATLAB, right? It works perfectly. But we want something like it is going until 10 times 10, it will be 100. In here, you can see that, right? It is like in math books. But we want something, they need to look good. How we can do it? We can write some codes to show them good. Just we can come here and like we can say something maybe like that. Yeah, let's do something like that if it works. Console.log and do it like that. If it works. No, maybe what? Maybe we can say document get element by ID. Yeah, I think in this case, what if we tag this one in here? Yeah, it will continue until this place, but it will not work in another place too. So it will not work like that. Let's see the result. Yeah, it will not work like that. Just we want to add there only the point to make each time this document to like that. 1 minute. Let's try it like that. What do you think? No. And what if we do it like two? Yes, now it works. Yes, it is crucial point. It works. Did you see that? We put there some line in each operation. So now it looks like better. You see that? This is amazing. So in this case, let me tell you about loops, nested loops. So we have here I, and I is 1 and I is less than 10. It will continue until I become 10. But we have another for loop inside this loop. So in this case, our variable is j. And if j is less than 10, plus plus. Okay, j also will increase. But did you understand the point here? If the j inside this before I loop, I think first this this loop will work there, right? Inner loop will work first. Then it will go out, it will check condition again, and it will come inside. Let me tell you an example. Let's say, let's start with the inner loop. So, inner loop, this one. Now we know in here our j is equals 0. So maybe you will ask why it doesn't starting like from first loop. It doesn't work like that. First everything starting from the inner place, then it's going down outside. So in here, for let j equals 0, j is 0. And if j is less than or equals to 10, it's saying j plus plus, like increase j. Then we saying result is I times j. So in this case, we know I is 0. So sorry, I is 1. Okay, I is 1. We know that. So time j. J in this case what? So also let's do this. J also 1, by the way, and then like that. Okay, in this case, j will be also 1. Okay, so I time j will be 1 time 1, 1, right? Okay, the computer will come here. It will say 1 time 1 equals result, like 1, right? It will display out in the web page. Then it will add there a new line, like to separate each line to show better. Okay, so sorry, let's don't talk about it. In second way, I will explain you about it. The first step is here. It will display in page, and it will come out, so it will come back to same point again. Now in this case, j is we increase j in here, and we say I times j will be, in this case j will be 1. But yeah, now we increase j, and we will go back to here. Now in this case, j will be 2. So if j equals 2, and if j less than 10, less than or equals to 10, j plus plus. In this case, we will come inside it. We will say I is still 1, but j will be 2, right? 1 times 2. So in this case, I times 2 will be 2, right? 1 times 2, 2. So now it will display inside web page, and again it will come the first situation. So it will say j now equals, it is really equals 3. 3, so j is less than or equals to 10. Let's increase j. Now it's j is 3, we know that. And it says I in this case still 1. So because we are working still inside this loop repeating again and again, okay? So I is 3, 3 is less than or equal 10, so j plus plus, it's saying I is still 1, j is 3, 1 times 3 is 3. This is result. It will say I time 3, the result will be 3. Okay, it will display out and it will come back to here until it becomes 10. It will say 10, like j is 10, so 10 less than or equals to 10 plus plus, 10 plus plus, so j plus plus. So it will come here, it will say I is still 1, right? But j will be in this case 10. It will say I times j, it means like 1 times 10 equals result. I times j is, we know I j already 10, I still 1. It will say 1 times 10, it will be 10, and it will continue back to here. It will say j is 11. Let's listen. This is amazing point. It will say j is 11 because we lastly increased it in here, and it will come here. J is equals 11. 11 like j less than or equals 10. Do you think it is true? 11 less than or equals 10? No. Computer will say stop in here because conditions are not true and display this code out and go outside outer function outer loop. Yes, in this case it will say I is equals 1, but we increase it, right? It will continue in here until j become 10. It will go out and it will increase I one time. I will be 2, right? Okay. It will say I is equals 2 and like 2 less than or equals 10. Yes, still this is true. It will say I plus plus. In this case, I is 2. It will come back to inside this for loop and it will continue in here. Like what? It will say I is equals 2 now. 2 times, like in this case it will say j is equals 1 because after 10 it will become again 1. Why? Because we come out for loop and now we come back inside again inner loop. Okay, this is some case like each time it's refreshing itself. So now I is 2, j is 1. So it will say I time like 2 time 1, it will be 2, j is now 1, 2 times 1, it will be a result, 2 times 1 equals 2, it will display out, it will come back to here, j now 2, and I 2 is also 2, it will make it 2 times j, like 2 times 2, right? It will be 4. It will say in here, I 2 times 2, j is also 2, it will say 4, it will display out and it will come back to here. J will be in this case 3 and I is still 2 because we are still inside it. Yeah, it will say, okay, j is 3, I is 2, 2 times 3, it will say 2 times 3 is equals what? 6. It will display and it will come back to here, j will be 4, all the way it will continue like that until 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 each iteration j will become 10 and 10 less than or equals 10 and it will go back to here, j will be 11. In this case 11 is not less than or equals to 10. It will say, hey computer, you cannot execute anything in this case, let's check another loop, outer loop. It will come here, it will say I is 2, right? But we increased it the last time, it will say I is 3 now. If 3 less than or equals 10, let's increase it again, but first go inside it. Now it will say I will be 3, j will be 1. Like 3 times 1, it will go all the way like that, guys. And in this case, after each I repetition, so if I 2 and if I will be become 3, it will make their new line. Take a space. You understand what I mean? I hope you got it. The inner loops something first finishing their jobs, and the outer loops continue with them with the same number. Then it's each iteration works like that. I hope you got it. In Python, we have same logic. I can write in code for I in range, say 10, for j in range, also 10. So then say, a say product like I time j. For that, let's say text equals, or info3 info3 equals what? Info3 equals I. Let's do it with the print method. And this equals that. Yes, let's say format equals I j I. Let's say product. Okay. It will work like that, but we can delete this one. Yeah. Okay. Let's run it and see the result if it works. But before that, let's come also in here and add their new line. Guys, it means if you want to add their new line, we need to go inside first for loop, because in each iteration, it will be like it will complete operation. This one will complete operation, and we need to separate to show little good. And for that, we can add new line into I loop, like for I loop in here. Okay, for this one. If we do it in here, it will put there, and we cannot understand like comprehensively how it works. Okay, let's run it. Where is it? Uh, 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 what's happening? Doesn't work. Okay. Just we need to add here print. Forgot to add it. By the way, I become very tired. Info 3. Let's run it. Oh, it's bumping. Okay. It works, guys. As I mentioned before, I showed in JavaScript and in Python all this example. So let's look. In Python also it looks like that. Okay. Yeah, all the way it works like that. In your math book also same. By the way, we can do them like from 1 to 10, like 1 to 11, sorry, like that. And this one also can be 1 to 11, the same way to look mindly, like that. Yes, until 100. Okay, this is another example I showed you how it works. The outer for loop starts at 1, stops at 10, it's each time 1. And the inner for loop does the exact same thing. It's important to understand the order the computer executes loop with instructions for each iteration of the outer for loop. The computer will go through 10 iterations of the inner loop in those first or 10 operations, like iterations. Sorry, the route to counter variable I will be 1 the whole time, and only inner variable j will change, incrementing from 1 to 10. Yeah. Computer executing the nested loop explained with visualization I did for you. Let's check your understanding. In the example above, how many times will console.log will we call it? How many times? We did 100 times. So we did 100 times. Yeah, 100. When the computer is done executing both loops, what values will the variables I and j store? Okay, I will tell you also one thing for that. So after each execution, so if the condition's done, the computer just putting their last value, which is like I told you already, like it says like 11 is less than or equals 10. In this case, the last time it's staying in the last element number, like it's staying in 11, it's not staying in 10, because it's the last increment makes in itself the special. That is what the variables store when the final console.log executes. However, the computer will then add one to each, I mean the each end of them, it will add there one more, okay? And it will check conditions, but it will not be true. Just the variable will stay in this case like that. So I will store 11 and j will store 11 in this case, okay? Like that. And I will store 11, j will store 10 now. I will store 10, and j store no. Each time they will be same for each of guys. When we often use nest to visualize and operate on that, it comes rows and columns. Imagine a field with rows, the ledges, heads of each row are repeatedly planted ledges hit and the rows are repeated to fill the entire field. None of the field rows in the nested loop. The program below plans a 7 times 7 field of stars. Yeah. So yeah, we can do some crazy things like that too. After you learn about libraries, it will be much enjoying. But for now, just it will be maybe a little bit tiring. But no worries. Okay, I will show you how it works. Yeah, let's do it itself. Okay, I will show you very fast this one. Let's delete this one. Okay, let's come here and delete this one too. So it's saying like for let I equals what? Let's say equals 0, and then I is less than what? Less than 5, less than 10. Okay, I plus plus. Add here a variable, sum in this case. Sum, which is, it will be our row. It will create their 10 times row, like 10 times column. Like you can think like what, one line, second line, like that. Let me draw it here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, like that. Okay, it will draw each time this rows. After that we'll say for j, put the semicolon, for j, yeah, equals 0, j is less than or equals 10. Let's say for I2, same things, equals 10. Okay, what can we do in this case? We can do what we can do. We can say j plus plus. Okay, come here. Now we can say sum plus equals something else. What? Sum plus equals add their stars. Or yeah, you can do something else like that. Okay, this is the example. We just doing it right now, and just display out this one. Document dot get element by id. As I mentioned before, we're doing that from here because we will display everything in the row. and this J will be inside the row exactly there. Okay, ID, let's say calculator, still it's calculator, let's stay like that, plus equals, then we can say sum plus var, yeah, run it, see the result. Did you see that? It works like that. Cool. We have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Like, I think I did something wrong in here, maybe. No, I think it is 10, just my eyes is not viewing it. So then each time we have here one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Okay, 10 is from there to down, 10 is from left to right. The right side for J, J doing this side. J adding starts from this side and the I adding from this side. Okay, I is this one, like it's first saying I is less than 10, it will increase I one time and it will go inside J. J will add there 1, 1 is less than 10, it will say again 2 is less than, 3 is less than, 4 less than, and it will come back to here, it will say 11 is less than or equal 10, it will say no it is not true, then it will come back to there, it will say I is 1 but it will be now 2, and again it will go inside J, it will say 1 2 3 4 all the way like that. So what do you think if we do it like triangle? We can do it, just we can say what, like J is less than or equals I. Let's try it, what will happen, because in each time I will be 1, so then we will say J is less than I, in this case, yeah, it will put there 1 row. And after that second iteration, it will say like I will be now 1. So j is still 0. It will say j is less than I. Then it will increase j2. It will be 2. And the I will be 2. Same. It will continue like that. Let's run and see. Bam. You see that? Cool. It makes their triangle. We can do a lot of things with it, by the way. So let's do it 100. Maybe it will look like a little better. Okay, it does something there. So it is something works like that. Okay, we can do a lot of things there like that too. Let's do it also 100. In this case, it will make something like that. In Python, it works also same way. Mm, so which as you can see, all of them in the way. Yeah, that's all. So maybe we can add here also something like that. Let me show you. So it can be, um, you know what I mean. It can be some plus like that and like that. What do you think? And each time iteration will put there some new line. Yeah, I think in this case it will be much complicated. Maybe we can add it exactly down. Yeah, I think it will be better if we add it here. Yeah, like that. What will happen then? So that's running in HTML. Um, it will take time, I think. Yes, let's do it like that. Yeah, guys. Anyway, it works like that. Okay. Um, I think you got it. So now let's go. In here, loops in pseudocode. The syntax of for loops varies across languages, and not all languages have for loops. However, all languages have some way to repeating code a certain number of times. By the way, we can use it for most of the time for the lists, okay? And the list for the list, it will help us a lot to display list in good way to visualize and to work on it. So it works in the um, pseudocode like that. We are in loops in pseudocode now. So repeat n times, like for loops, looks like that. Repeat n times. Repeat 5 times mean like 4 equals 0, I is less than 5, and blah blah blah. N is the stop value in here. Okay. By the way, I didn't show you in Python this code. Let me write to you in Python too this code. So for I in range 10, for j in range, sorry, I in range sum equals this one, for j in range and come inside it, sum plus equals, in this case put plus, and come back to here, just display it sum. Yes, run it, see the result. Okay, did you see that? It works in the same way in Python too. Or just we can add here range, we can add here I, and it will do the same business like triangle, like that. Okay, it is easier in two programming languages. Okay, repeat n times is n times can be in here like stop value, total value we want to repeat. And in this is the equivalent pseudocode for displaying multiplies of 9 from 1 to 10 to 12. Yeah, I is in this case will be 1. Repeat 12 times. Yeah, it will display out 9 times I each time, and it will make it like I plus 1. I plus 1 means like I plus plus, or in Python I plus equals 1, or the steps in the 1. Yeah, plus 1. So, since the repeat does not have the triple header, we need to initialize the counter variable before repeat header, and we increment the counter variable at the end of the body. For one more example, here is a pseudocode for displaying countdown from 10 down to 1. It will be in this case, I will be 10, repeat 10 times. Yeah. So display I and I minus 1 each time. Okay, this is amazing example or exam for you. A visual artist is programming 8 times 8 LED display. This is their program so far. Row number is 0. Repeat 5 times. Call number is 0. Repeat 5 minus row number. No row number. Row number is in this case 0. 5 times 5 minus 0, it will be 5. So it means like 5 times it will be in iteration. It's a repetition. So fill pixel column row. So in here we have function. So later we will show you, like in the libraries, we can use all of these things. Call number equals column number plus 1. In this case, column number is 1. It will be 2. It will be 3. It will be 4. In this case, each time we can use row number also will plus with the 1. So we can say what? Let's look the inner loop saying 5 times repeat this code, and each time add column number 1. Okay, column number in this case will be what, guys? So column number 5 times. Okay, what do you think? Which code will be true? So I will show you an example. In here, our columns are like that, right? So it's saying column number will increase each time 1. So let's say it will be 1, it will be 2, it will be 3, it will be 4, it will be 5. Yes, it will become 5, and yeah, it will go out. And what will happen in here? Our row number also will be in iteration, and the row number in this case will be 1, right? Row number plus 1. Row number will be in here now. And again, it will continue inside it like 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. It will continue until it become here. Yeah, it will come back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, I mean, it is example, a good example. So 5, and it will become here, and it will say row number now 3. Yes, it will go back to inside this place, and column number will increase again 1 to 1 up until 5, and it means like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. After that, it will become again into row number side. Row number will be 4, and the column number will be 1, 2, 3, and it become 5. It will become 5, then it will go back to inside this for loop. It will say row number now is 5, so 5 is not less than this number. It will go to the result. Let's see where is the result in here. What do you think? This one is the result, right? Do you think? Is that true or wrong? What do you think? Is that really like that or wrong? I just want to ask you because maybe I really doing some mistakes, and can you fix it if you know? Hmm? Because if you know, you can do that. If not, you can't. Okay, look here. Row number each time will increase 1. Column number, but first column number will increase. Like first our row number will be 0, column number will increase, and after that row number also will increase 1. And each time it will continue like that. Let's think about it. Is that true or wrong? Is that some tricky question or not? Maybe I'm doing a mistake and you need to fix it. Okay, see all the result in here. Which one works? What do you think? So look in here. We know like we have here the key point, row number. Yeah. If you understand this point, this is our key, guys. This is the key point. If you fix it, you can fix topic. So let's think. Column number is 0, right? In this case, column number will increase 1. Okay. Now column number will be 1 in this case, right? This one. So this one, I mean. Yeah. And then what's going to happen? The second way will be it will check it. It will increase 1 and it will check it again. So it will say, okay, column number, we increased you. Go back to inside this code. See, row number is what? 0, right? Increase row number. In this case, row number will be 1, right? It will say 5 minus 1 is 4. Repeat 4 times. So, what will happen? Delete this. Yes, it will put first 1, then it will add there 4, it will add there something, it will continue like that. What do you think? Which one is appropriate? And after that, row number will be 2, row number will be 3, and 5 minus 3, it will be 2 times, and it will increase until become 1. In which situation that's true? Is that or not? So, is that this one or this one? Which one? Just think about it. Because in this case, repeat number is 5. and each time column number will increase. Okay, our row number in here, but it's in this case it's saying repeat 5 times row number. Row number is 0. If 0 is less than 5, let's increase 5 and go inside it. If like 5 minus row number, in this case it is still 5 because row number is 0, right? Is that 0 or 1? 0. So okay, it's saying increase row number in this case. Okay, if it becomes 4, what will happen? So in this case, let's say 5. 5 times column number will continue like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so then it will increase row number. Row number will be in this case what? 1, right? And it will say 5 minus 1, it will be 4. Repeat 4 times this column number. So column number in this case will increase 4 times. Where is that? It looks like that. In here, isn't it? 4 times. Do that. The first 5 times, 4 times, 3 times, 2 times 1. So what is the logic of it? Let's see this one. But do you think it will continue from here or from here? It's starting from there. So let's check it again. So it's saying it's it will be in this case 1. 5 minus 1, it will continue column number from 4. Yeah, the column is this one, right? 2, 3, 4. Or this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is tricky point, guys. So guys, just check it. Row number each time will increase. It will be 1, it will say 5 minus 1, it will repeat it 4 times. And it will be 2, it will say 5 minus 2, it will be 3, it will repeat it 3 times. I give you already this tricky point, like the hint. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It will decrease. Yep. And column number will increase each time. What is row? Row this place, column this place, right? Isn't it? Let's think about it. If you find it, then you can fix it. It will increase 5 times. Then 5 minus 1, 4 times. 5 minus 2, 3 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. And at the same time, row number will increase in here. And this is 5. In this case, if it increase 5 times, it will be 1. Yeah, this place also will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. 4. I mean, yeah. And this place also will be like minus 4. The first, it will increase 4 times. It will be 2. So row number will be 2. And in here, it will be 5 minus 1, it will be 4. It will be 2, it will be 4. Where is that? What will happen? First, it will be 5. The second one will be 2. The other one will be 4, 5, 2, 4. Did you see that? 5, 2, 1, 2, 4. Then let me count 1 point. I will show you now. 3, like 5 minus 2, it will be 3. And the row number will be 3, 2, 3. And the row number will be 4. Column number will be 5 minus 3 will be 2, 1. Row number will be 4. And column number will be 2, 1, 2. Row number will be 5. Column number will be 5 minus 4, 1. It is here. We fix it. Boom. You fix it, guys. This is true answer. Okay? Just try to understand what this iteration is doing each time. It is good point. It will increase each time up. It will increase each time up, and each time you will make this subtraction. 5 minus 4, 5 minus 3, 5 minus, so sorry, 5 minus 1, 5 minus 2, 5 minus 3, 5 minus 4, all the time. And roll number will be 1, 2, 3, 4 in each iterations. Okay. The second question for you guys, just take screenshot. This is exam question for you. This is exam, okay? Exam, yeah, question. So, this is exam question for you. Take screenshot and do it with yourself. This is another one. Let's find here counter, amount, and step. I already showed you how it works. Take screenshot, see result down. This is the answers. Let's find it with yourself. Come back down. Yeah, this is our second topic, but we will not process today because I will die. If I go to another lesson, I will die. I don't want to do it. Okay, let's take screenshot for it. Let's take screenshots for it too. I already showed you what happened here. You can practice with the, again, you can reply this video. That's all. So we complete our first topic. We already discussed about repetitions. We started with the repetition topic and we already complete number of repetitions of instructions with pseudocode, with nested loops, with variable like variations for variations, and all of them. Okay, increment decrement part with the different examples. Yeah, that's all. Thank you very much for your join. It will be like 1 hours 41 minute video. This is really crazy. And thank you very much for your join. Have a great day. See you later. I'm gonna sleep really. Bye bye.